An extraordinary week is ahead in the financial world. Dan Deming at KKM Financial is here to help us. Dan, the 3 E's will certainly be at top of mind: election, economy, and earnings. What makes your list?
Number one being the election results, and number two being the Fed announcement, which is delayed this cycle. It is actually on Thursday because of the election on Tuesday. So those are the two big items. Couple that with earnings continue to roll out on the heels of last week with the big earnings announcements. But there's going to be more this week. And the trend, I think, is something that I'm going to keep an eye on as well.
How do you think some traders will approach this very, very busy week? Volatility is high into the big events this week, such as the Fed and the election, but that can always rapidly fall when the event is over.
But I think, there's going to be some opportunities here. There's some high implied vols in the options markets that I think a lot of traders are keeping an eye on as potential to capture maybe some decay or some decrease in the volatility after the announcements this week. Couple that with the markets also showing some rotation. We are seeing the small caps continuing to maintain this upward momentum. And I think that's another theme that needs to be considered. Now, the key here is the announcement for the Fed on interest rates and how the Treasury markets react. And that's going to be key for the small caps moving forward.
Is there any way to tell from the market action who will win the presidential election?
I think when you look at the way the market's reacting going into the election, Angie, I think it's showing that it's very unsure of the outcome again, it looks like a toss-up basically, and only a couple of states maybe ultimately deciding this outcome. But longer term, historically, election results typically have not really had a significant impact, but be it Democrat or Republican moving forward. I think the other theme that's coming out of this election that needs to be paid attention to is who's going to control the House and the Senate as well. So that's another theme that could impact the price action in the market. But overall, I think the market really is uncertain as to the outcome headed into this election.
Great commentary as always. Thank you, Dan.
All right. Thanks for having me, Angie.
Go to businessfirstam.com for where to see our show on TV.